Hey, this is Tyler with Thinkific, and today I am chatting with Trena Little, and she is a video content strategist. She specializes in creating in video content creation and YouTube channel optimization, and she works with bloggers, online entrepreneurs, businesses. She helps them create those videos that help them attract their ideal customers. So Trena, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm excited to hear your insights on this topic.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I love talking video, so I'm ready.
Sounds good. So Trena, why don't you just start by telling us how you got into this? Just give us that backstory and walk us through what your journey and what's brought you up to where you are today.
Okay, so I first got into video in high school, which was a while ago, and it was an elective course where we storyboarded, edited, produced, starred in videos for that ran in the morning programming at school or lunchtime programming, and I really loved it. But I'm from a smaller town and didn't really think Hollywood was for me, because that's what I thought video was, editing and producing films and stuff like that. This was before YouTube even, so that wasn't even an option. So I went to school for marketing and public relations and got a job, perfectly paying job, pretty much the perfect job. You didn't bring work home or anything like that, but I wasn't happy. It wasn't creative. It wasn't fulfilling. But it allowed me and my husband to do a lot of things that we wouldn't normally do because of the money we were making. So we were able to travel and start visiting friends that had moved across the country. And I started recording all of our trips and compiling into videos and just creating basically a yearly video of everything we did with our friends and uploading them to YouTube to share with everybody. And I loved the editing process. I loved, putting music to video clips, and I was just more willing to watch video than to look at the pictures, because you take 1,000 pictures and how often do you look back at the pictures? So I really loved that editing process. Fast forward to last year, the end of 2015, I had kicked around the idea of starting my own business because I really fell into the YouTube world earlier that year, seeing what was going on in YouTube, how people were creating communities and developing relationships and the followings that they got on YouTube. And my business brain clicked with my creative brain, and I thought, why aren't businesses using YouTube for their business, to develop the relationships and just really grow their business? So I had started a YouTube channel while I was pregnant and was able to build a community through that, and found a few clients that came to me and asked me to help them create a YouTube channel for them. So by the end of 2015, I decided this is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be unhappy at my job anymore, and just quit and started from square one in January. And I really, really believe that video has been what helped me grow my business so quickly and to be able to build my authority, because putting yourself out there and talking to somebody and being one-on-one almost, because they're looking at you, so it feels like they're there with you, really creates that instant connection and shows people, you know what you're talking about. You can't fake it till you make it. By being on video, it's builds that instant connection and build your authority.
Perfect. Very cool. So you were able to turn what started essentially as a passion into a full-time business. You said goodbye to your job, and now you're focused on creating lots of videos and helping other entrepreneurs and businesses create videos. So that's pretty exciting. Now, one of the questions we get from our community of online course creators quite often is, what can I do to promote my course? And we'll usually say, well, get some content out there. Maybe it's, write an article or do a podcast or go do interviews like this or create videos. And as you know, there's a lot of different ways you can share your message, share your content on the internet. Why do you think video is so powerful, and why would you recommend it over some of those other types of content? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what are your top maybe 2 or 3 reasons someone should consider video?
Video is important because everybody learns differently. Some people learn better through text. Some people learn better through audio. Some people are multi-visual learners. And you want to make sure you're providing content for all of those people, because if somebody learns better through watching it actually happen, they're not going to want to buy a course that's purely text-based, because that's not how they learn best. By having video, it kind of knocks out all three of those in one, because you can just transcribe your video for the text learners. Mm-hmm. You can just pull the audio out for the audio learners who want to learn, while they're in their car, commuting. And then you'll have the video for the learners that need to see and hear and have that multi-visual learning experience. So that's why video is so important to really improve your course and get more sellers, get more buyers, so that you really aren't alienating anybody.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for a course, but also for the content outside of your course as well. Like, you can do the same things. Like, for example, if you put a video on YouTube, mm-hmm. you can still add that text component by getting the video transcribed. Mm-hmm. You'll still have the advantage of hearing the audio if they want to. What are your thoughts on setting up a YouTube channel mm-hmm. and publishing some free videos to build your brand and to build your audience? If somebody wants to go down that route and tap into, all of those millions or billions or however many people are checking out YouTube, mm-hmm. What's the starting point for getting a channel set up on YouTube and taking advantage of that platform?
Mm-hmm. So YouTube is essential because it's the second largest search engine in the world, and people really don't think of YouTube as a search engine, but it is. It's the second largest in the world. So what I would definitely do to set up your channel is you want to make sure when you release your videos that you're optimizing them. And what I mean by optimizing them is figuring out what keywords people are actually searching for. Because if you just throw up like Trina Little's course module 1, nobody's searching for that. Maybe people are searching for beginner's guide to video equipment. You need to see what people are searching for you to be able to get your content out there, because it's not if you build it, they will come mentality on YouTube. There's a lot of content out there, and you have to be able to realize you need to optimize your content to get found. So the most important step is to find those exact keywords that people are searching for, whether it's through YouTube, because if you search on YouTube, it kind of has that predictive text where you start to type in a topic and things will pop up. So see what's popping up around your course or your niche or whatever your video is about, and then see what people have, what types of videos are there. And you can also go into Google keyword, I think it's the keyword tool, and search that same phrase there and see what people are searching on Google, because that will optimize your search results on Google and YouTube. So to really get your content out there, you need to do the research before you post that video. Otherwise, nobody is going to see it. You're going to get like your mom watching it, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, great advice. So do that keyword research ahead of time. Figure out what your ideal students or your target market is, what they're mm-hmm. typing into the search mm-hmm. engines and into YouTube when they're trying to learn a specific topic. And that'll help your video rank, I guess, for that search term. Okay.
Yeah. So you need to make sure you're using that keyword not only in the title, you need to write it in the description. In my videos, I like to write almost like a mini blog in the description using as many keywords as possible, because YouTube is a search engine and it's going to scan for all of those keywords, and then you make sure that you use those same keywords in the tags. Yeah. And I think you can have up to 500 characters in the tag section of YouTube, and you want to make sure you optimize that and use as many as you can there. Instead of just putting like 3 or 4 tags, use as many different variations of the keywords that you've researched as possible in those tags to really help you be found on YouTube.
Okay, great idea. I appreciate that. Another question I had was in regards to the videos themselves. Like, mm-hmm. is there a specific length that's good? Mm-hmm. Should somebody be live in front of their camera? Should they do like a screen share or like a PowerPoint mm-hmm. slide? Are there certain types of videos that you recommend in certain situations, or what are your thoughts on that?
I do definitely if it's a explainer video. So if it's you just explaining or talking about something, you don't really want to go over 5 minutes because of people's attention spans. If you can, maybe break it up into smaller segments so that people can take it in smaller bites at a time.
Okay.
Because for someone to just sit down and take in 30 minutes of content can be content overload, and they maybe not getting the best out of that course as possible. And as far as types of videos, it's kind of what your course is based on. You could do strictly screen sharing, especially if you're showing like a process on how to use a software or how to use a tool on your computer. Mm-hmm. But I still think it's important to maybe pop in at the beginning of the video and just introduce the course or introduce the lesson that you're going to teach and why it's important, just so the student can gain that instant connection with you and have a relationship with you by seeing you. They want to see who they're learning from. Mm-hmm. And it just builds that better relationship so that if you do plan to sell something else later on down the line, they are more likely to buy from you because they feel like they know you and they have that relationship with you just by you popping in and, you know, congratulating them on completing the lesson beforehand and really working towards getting to the end goal that your course is.
Yeah. Okay. No, great advice. What about like equipment? Somebody's just getting started with a video. They're maybe a little intimidated. They're thinking the whole studio, very expensive camera, microphones, lighting, all that stuff. In your opinion, for someone who's just getting into this, should they invest in all that fancy stuff up front, or is there maybe like a starter package of equipment and software that you recommend somebody get started with and then kind of see how it goes from there?
Right. So it can be kind of intimidating when you watch some YouTube videos and you see people with like this amazing quality and lighting and like all
like
this
a TV
stuff.
show almost, you know?
Yeah. But you need to realize who their audience is and who your audience is. And a lot of the times, the most important part of your video doesn't have to do with your equipment. It has to do with the content that you're sharing. And your content is really the most important thing with your video because people are trying to have their questions answered. Yep. And you want to make sure your content is the quality answer that they're looking for. But when it comes to equipment, I tell my students and my clients to start with what you have. So if you have a computer with a camera, start there. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays just about with a camera. Make sure you use like the rear-facing camera and not the selfie camera because the rear-facing camera is a lot better quality. So start with that and just sit in front of a window because the best lighting that you can get is the cheapest lighting, which is free from the sun. Just make sure that window is right in front of you so that you're getting balanced light on your face. If you have the window to the side, you kind of get that like awkward dark shadow on one side and bright on the other. And just start there. As far as audio, you'll want to test out to see, you know, if you're using the mic on your phone, see if you need to speak louder, speak softer. You just have to kind of test that out, trial and error if you don't have money for a microphone. And then my biggest tip for lighting, if people have to do recording at night or they don't have a place that gets good lighting, is to buy daylight balanced light bulbs. And I bought mine from Amazon. It was like a pack of 4 for $26 and just put them in a lamp and you immediately have that white professional lighting that you see in videos just for under $30. And those light bulbs will fit into any lamp that you have. And that's a great place to start with lighting.
Okay. Great advice. I appreciate those recommendations. Now I do want to chat a little more about YouTube because if somebody's got, obviously if they've created a course, they're going to have some video lessons inside of their course. But if they're putting stuff on YouTube, that's the free stuff that they're putting out there to build their brand, to, you know, maybe get some traffic to their course or attract some students for the course. So for the channel itself, what are some ways that you can set up your channel so that the branding looks good? I mean, what are like the basic components of a well put together YouTube channel's homepage? Yes.
So the first thing, you need to have a channel banner. If you are going to start uploading to YouTube regularly, which is key to getting ranked more often in YouTube. So by regularly, I mean once a week or at a minimum once a month. That helps you build your authority on YouTube, and that signifies to YouTube that you are a consistent content creator. So they'll help you boost a little bit higher. So decide on your upload schedule, and then in your channel banner, use your brand fonts, your brand colors, and put up there, a little snippet of what your channel is about, like a short little sentence, and what your upload schedule will be. So when people fall upon your channel and they can click on it, they can immediately see what you're about and immediately see when you're going to post new videos. So that's definitely key, is your channel banner. And then the second key to branding is your thumbnails, which is pretty much your marketing material to the world. So your thumbnail is that little image that shows up on your video whenever you post it. So YouTube will give you like 3 images you can select from when you upload your video, but they're always terrible. They're always like mid-sentence talking, and they're not what you want to use. It's not going to be eye-catchy in the search results. So you want to make your custom thumbnail and put, something that's really going to catch people's attention. Make it bright so that that's going to catch people's attention. It's really your billboard to get people to click on your video to watch it. And that branding on that thumbnail needs to relate back to your channel banner and back to your overall business brand, so that people don't have a disconnect. Yeah. Oh, this video is this color, but the channel banner is this. So it all needs to connect together.
Okay, no, that makes sense. And I've seen some channels where they have like a welcome video. It's kind of like pinned to the top. Would you recommend doing that if somebody maybe shoot even a short 1 or 2 minute video explaining their channel? Would that help as well?
Yeah, those are, I think YouTube calls them channel trailers. Oh. And so you could do like a welcome video, just, post quickly what your video is about, a quick, snippet of what you're about, why you do what you do, and your upload schedule, or talk about your course if your channel is going to focus on your course. Or if you don't have the time to do it, just feature a video that you're really proud of and that you think really shows your best work. Because when non-subscribers fall onto your channel, that's the first video that's going to immediately play when they fall onto your channel. So you either want to make sure it's a video that's going to connect with them to show them who you are, or show them your best work and what you're all about.
Okay, that's a great tip. Now, how should we go about choosing different topics to create videos on? Do you have like a process that you rely on for coming up with the next topic that you think would be valuable to your audience, and just kind of planning ahead a content calendar of how often you're going to create those videos?
Yeah, so I like to see what's going on in the industry, because people are searching things that are relative, that are trending. So see what's going on in your industry. You should be probably following some other industry leaders within your niche. See what they're talking about, and then put your spin on whatever is going on in your niche. The more you provide your input, the more you build your authority and show people that you're a go-to person when it comes to this topic. I also like to just see what other videos people in my niche are doing too, and maybe I could put my own spin on it, show another process of how I do it. Just kind of check to see what's going on out in your niche and what people are talking about. And then another one that I love is just taking the questions you're asked. So I get, questions on Twitter or Instagram or in my email, specific questions about video. And I know if somebody's asking that, they're not the only person that probably has that question. So I will use follower feedback on questions to create content too.
Yeah. Okay. No, those are some great tips there. Now, if we want to, let's say we've done these things, we've identified a bunch of questions our audience asks us. We create those videos, we get them on YouTube to help, provide value to the people who already follow us, but also tap into some of those people who are on YouTube and don't know us yet, but are searching for those topics. So let's say we've got some momentum going. We've built up a bit of an audience on YouTube. What's an effective way for then, guiding that audience that we've got on YouTube over to our own website, our own blog, or even straight to our online course? What do you think is the best way to get some of that traffic from YouTube?
So when you're planning your video and you're kind of scripting it out, you need to make sure that you take time to have a call to action in every single one of your videos. So whether that is to subscribe to your email list or download a free checklist that you have to really get people on your list, make sure you call that out in the video. And the link that you'll use, you want to make sure it's in like the top 3 sentences in your description box, because there's only like 3 sentences that you can put before they have to click more to see more. So you want to make sure that link is very visible in like the top line of your description box. And what's great about YouTube is they have a cards feature that you can link anything back to your affiliated website. So if your YouTube channel is associated with your, website, mine is trenalittle.com, I can put trenalittle.com / whatever, my landing page is going to be to collect emails or to let them download a freebie. I can put that in a card and I can direct people in my video to just click on the card right above me, and it takes them directly to the download to get their email list, to be able to personally promote to them, send them more promotional materials, and to really build your email list and grow your business.
Okay, great tip. So a call to action in the video itself, a card and a link in the description, but early on in the description. So
yes.
It's not hidden below that see more tab that people need to click on.
Right.
Cool. Are there any big mistakes that you see people make quite commonly when it comes to creating their videos or marketing their videos, or just for video marketing in general? What are some like the top 2 or 3 mistakes to avoid as we venture into this path?
Yeah, so lighting is huge. If people click on your video and it's dark and they can hardly see you, or it just looks, grainy, people aren't going to watch. They aren't going to stick to it. And so you really want to focus on, before you invest in anything, make sure it's the lighting is first, because that's so important. Another mistake I see is people not promoting their video. So they put this video up there, they spend all this time on their content, and then they don't promote it. When I post a new video, those first 24 to 48 hours are really important in the ranking factor on YouTube. So send out multiple tweets. I'll schedule like 3 or 4 tweets telling people to go check out my video. I'll post it on Instagram. I'll send my email list an email telling them I uploaded a new video. Talk about it on Snapchat. You really need to get it out there so that people are watching it, because if you don't get those views early on, it's going to kind of get hidden in the search results. So like I said before, you can't have if you build it, they will come mentality. You really need to push it and get it out there for people to see.
Okay. No, that's good advice, because I think a lot of people make that mistake of just putting it on YouTube and then hoping YouTube is going to do all of the marketing for them.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting get proactive up front, hustle as much as you can, share it however you can with as many people as you can. Would that then signal to YouTube that, hey, this is a good video, like people are checking this out, and would that help it rank higher?
So that's a great point. If you actually share from the share buttons within YouTube, so if you go to your video, there's all those little share buttons. If you share from there, that creates a signal to YouTube that your link has been shared on different platforms. So the more you share it from those share buttons, the more outside links YouTube sees your video having, so it sees it as more valuable. So I'll go in there, I'll share it on Pinterest, I'll share it on Twitter, I'll share it on all of those links, and then I'll also share it again on my personal accounts. If you have some business friends, ask them, go in there and share my video, put it on your Pinterest or whatever. YouTube sees that as quality material by having outside links outside of YouTube, and embed it on your website, because that's huge too. And again, if you can get business friends to embed your video onto their website, maybe saying, here's a great video from so-and-so explaining something, that's another outside link that YouTube is going to recognize and really help you get boosted higher in search results.
Okay, great tip. And so that's different from just like copying the URL and then pasting that, you know, on Twitter or something like that. You're actually going in to the video itself and finding those sharing.
Yeah, and all of those help too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So just generally get it shared.
Yeah, just get it out to as many people as you want. And I don't have any shame putting it on my Twitter 4 or 5 times a day, because people aren't typically on Twitter 24/7. So you're not going to see all 5 times that you posted it. So don't worry if you think people are going to get annoyed with you. Unless they're on Twitter the entire day with like a Twitter feed running on their computer, they're not going to notice how many times you posted it.
Yeah, that's a good point there, because there's different rules or different etiquette for each platform, right? Like if you shared the same video 5 times in one day on Facebook, people might be like, hey, what the heck, Trena, what are you doing?
Yeah. Or Instagram. People go to your Instagram, they're like, why is this video here 7 times?
Yeah. But with Twitter, I mean, I was told like the half-life of a tweet is like 20 or 30 seconds, something like that. So if people don't see it right away, they probably won't ever see it. So it's okay to post the same thing.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the platform, right?
Right.
Cool. Well, Trena, this has been a great chatting with you. You've shared a lot of great advice. As we wrap up, is there any specific tips that you can give for the course creators out there? You know, a last word of advice or a specific action step they can take just to start creating more videos and being more strategic with their video marketing to help grow their online course business?
Yeah, just start creating different types of videos for your course, whether that's screen share tutorials or slideshows or you talking to the camera. The more versatile videos that you can create, the more people are going to want to stick with the course, which is ultimately your goal, is that people learn what you're teaching them. So really have a different variety of courses throughout, different variety of videos throughout your course, and create like a promotional video and use it on Facebook ads. I know a lot of my friends and fellow entrepreneurs have had huge success with Facebook ads and promoting their courses on Facebook ads. The key there is to make sure you include some subtitles, because the audio doesn't play automatically so that people can see what it's about. And that's been a great way for people to really get more views to their, not only YouTube channel, but to their course. And just start creating video. It's such an amazing way to build that relationship. If you don't have a course yet, or you have it in the works, start creating YouTube videos to build that following, because the people that start following you on YouTube are going to instantly become basically loyal followers. And as soon as you have something to sell, they're going to be more willing to buy from you than a cold audience. So just start creating content that's helpful to your audience, to your specific niche, and just start doing it. The sooner you start doing video, the quicker you get comfortable with it.
Great advice. Well, Trena, thank you so much again. I really appreciate you taking the time to tell us a little bit about your journey and so much great tips on creating videos. Now, if our audience wants to get in touch with you, your website is trenalittle.com. So we'll make sure I link to that below the video. You also have a couple of YouTube channels, right? You've got one like mommy tips.
And mom and lifestyle. I started that one when I was pregnant because I didn't have a lot of mom friends, and some of the mom friends that are out there were really judgy and like pushy on their ways of doing things. So I wanted to create a community where you can do whatever you want as a mom, because it's hard enough than to be judged by other moms. So I have that one, and that's just Trena Little, youtube.com/Trena Little. And then my business channel, where I talk about video content creation, video strategy, coming up with video ideas, is youtube.com/Tips with Trena.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Again, we'll link to all of those, your website and the channels you mentioned below the video. I really appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you for having me.